Hello, it's Leonard here, and in this section, I'll be walking you through on how to install WordPress locally. Why do you need to install WordPress locally? For beginners who are just getting into learning how to use WordPress, this is of great use to you because with it you can actually get along trying to learn WordPress without having it hosted on a lifesaver and everything. You can actually get to build a complete website locally on your system using WordPress before migrating it to a lifesaver. So it will help you a lot if you install WordPress locally and use it to actually learn how to work with WordPress, how to create posts, how to create pages, and the rest. Now, for instance, let's say you are an expert and you want to build a website for a client. There is need to build a website because it is not every client who accepts whatsoever you present to them at once. You need to build it locally, show it to the client, and once it is approved, you can now migrate the same website you build on your computer locally to a lifesaver. And for instance, you want to write a proposal to a company or say an individual, a business that you want to build, you want them to have an online presence, you can actually build a demo of what you have in mind of what their presence online should look like using the local saver, which I'm going to show you how to do, and then show it to your client, the person you're writing the proposal for. Once it is approved, if they say add this or remove this, once you've done that, you can now move or migrate the approved version of it to a lifesaver. So it is very necessary that you install WordPress locally, and most especially for beginners to start learning how to use WordPress. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. And there are two basic things that you need for this to work, for WordPress to work locally on your computer. And one is that we need the WAMP saver, and then we need to download WordPress itself from the WordPress.org website. So first and foremost, all you need to do is once you need to go to WAMPsaver, www.wampsaver.com, and it will bring you to this page. So on this page, all you just need to do is either you are going to download or just click on start using WAMPsaver. So once I click on start using WAMPsaver, it will bring us to the download page, and I'm using Windows 8 and 64 operating system. So it all depends on what you're using. If you're using 32 operating system, you can go ahead and download this. Then if you're using 64-bit, you can go ahead and click on the version of the systems you're using. So I'm using 64-bit. I'm going to click on this, and this dialog box will pop up telling us to download WAMP directly, which if I click on it, it will start downloading. All you just need to do is to click here to download WAMP saver directly. I've already downloaded this, so there's no need of duplicating this. So you just go ahead. Once the download is completed, wherever you've downloaded it to, you go ahead and install it. All you just need to do, click on the folder where it has been downloaded to, double click on it. The installation process is very straightforward, so it's not something, just follow the on-screen instruction. Because I've installed this already, I'm not going to repeat that process, but just believe me that the installation process is as simple as ABC. So all you just need to do is just to double click on the file you downloaded, and it will, you just follow the on-screen instruction and you will install WAMP saver. So once you finish installing WAMP saver, a desktop icon will be created for you. Now for us to go live, all I just need to do is double click on this and it will open up. Let me just show you right now. This is the WAMP saver, local saver, all services running. It's showing green. Once it's showing this green icon, that means your saver is live. Your WAMP saver is live. If it is showing red icon, that means your saver is stopped. So you can go ahead. Once you click on it, start all services, stop all services, or restart all services. So, but now that it's showing green, it means that my WAMP saver is live. So all I just need to do is, and once you install it, the way to access it with any browser is just to go to localhost, and once I click on localhost, this is what it will bring us to a screen like this. So, but first and foremost, what we need to do now is that we need to create a database for the website we want to be working with locally. And to create a database, there are two ways you can access the database. Is either once I go to localhost, I come here to click on phpMyAdmin, or go down here, click on the lifesaver itself, the WAMP saver itself, and then click on phpMyAdmin. Whichever one you want to use will still bring you to this page. And now it's because I've logged into my phpMyAdmin already. It didn't bring us to the login screen. In your own case, if you are logging in for the first time, if you just install WAMP saver and you are going to localhost/phpMyAdmin, it will ask you to log in. Now the username is always root and the password is empty. Please take note of this. The username to log into your database or to your phpMyAdmin is root for the username and the password is empty. Now once I am here, I'll go to databases and create a new database. Now the website I want to be working on is, I'm going to name the database exclusive shop, because I'm going to work on an e-commerce site, so it's exclusive shop, and go ahead and create a database. So the database has been created. If I come back to the home page, you can see that the database has been created, which is what? Exclusive. So I'm going to copy this as it is, and I will show you soon why I need to copy this. Go ahead and copy it, and I'll come back. It is now time to install WordPress to start working with. So all you just need to do is go to wordpress.org and click on Get WordPress. So it will now take us to this download page, and you need to download the latest version of WordPress. As of the time of making this video, the latest version is version 5.1.1. So go ahead and click on it to download the zip file. And once you've downloaded the zip file, all we need to do, that download is in my download folder. All you need to do is to unzip the file, the zip file you've downloaded. So you are definitely going to be downloading the zip file, and all you just need to do is to unzip it. And sorry, let me show you that quickly before we proceed. So here is the zip file of the WordPress. All you just need to do is right click and then extract all files, and once you've extracted all files, this will be given to you. This is the extracted file, and I'll just double click on it, and this is the WordPress folder. So all I just need to do is double click on this. This is what is more important to us. I'll click and highlight all of them and copy it. So once you've extracted all this, all you just need to do is to copy this, and once you've copied that, you go back to your computer, and by default your WAMP saver is installed on your local disk. So you go ahead and open your local disk, your C drive, and this is what we are going to work with. Because it is a 64-bit I installed, you can see WAMP 64 here. So I'm going to go to your computer, your local disk, and then to WAMP 64. If you are using the same bit with me, you'll see that computer, local disk, and then WAMP 64, and the folder we are interested in here is the www folder. So I just need to double click on that, excuse me, and here this folder I created it myself. So by default, once you open on the www folder, all you just need, you are going to see here are these, except the exclusive shop. So all you need to do here is just to click on a new folder, create a new folder, name it whatsoever you want to name it, and then open it up and paste the WordPress files that you copied from WordPress, the one you extracted. So all you just need to do is to paste everything here in the folder you've created. Once again, go to computer, local disk, and then WAMP 64 and www folder, and then the new folder you've created, and paste all of the WordPress files that you've copied from it. Now before we install WordPress, something very important that we actually need to do, all I need to do before installing WordPress is now on the WordPress files we have to changes. We have here this folder called wp-config-sample. So this is where we are going to configure our database name and then the password and the rest. And remember again, the database name we created here is exclusive, so exclusive shop. So I'm going to copy this and then go back to the config file here. So you can open it with any text editor, Notepad, Notepad++, or Dreamweaver, as the case may be, to actually edit it. So what we are interested in here is the WP config sample file. So I need to double click on it, and this will open up in Notepad. So I'll come down here where it says the database name. So where it says database name here, we are going to delete that and input in the paste in the database name we just created, which is exclusive shop. And then I'll scroll down. Then the next one now will be the database user. The database user is always root. Please take note of this. It is always root because we are working locally. By default, this is the user name we are going to use, so it is always root, and the password is empty. So just delete this password here and leave the code empty. So that is as simple as that. So once you've done that, remember, you change the database name to the database name you created. The database user is root and the password is empty. So once you've created that, we'll go ahead and click on save and then close this and come back here. The wp-config-sample file, we are going to rename this. We want to remove this sample file. We'll just make it wp-config file. So I'll just right click on it and then go to rename and remove the sample here, and I'll just leave it as wp-config file and click on OK. Click on the enter button and that has been renamed. Now it is now the right time to actually install WordPress and start working locally. So the next step now is to open up our browser. I'll go ahead and open my browser and then type in here localhost. Click on enter and it will bring us to this screen. Now this is the folder where we pasted our WordPress file here. This is the folder. So in order to access this to install WordPress is that I'll go to localhost / the folder we created where our WordPress files are located. So it will now be localhost / exclusive shop, and I will click on enter, and that will take us to the next screen where we can actually start installing WordPress. And once we install WordPress, we can start working with it locally. So by default it will bring us to this screen. You can go ahead and choose any of these languages, but I'll just stick with the English, United States, and click on continue. And because we've changed the database name and the rest, it will just take us straight to this screen. That is the more reason why you need to change that. So once we are here, we're going to create the site title will be exclusive shop. So let me just paste this and make it initial cap lock. Exclusive shop is going to be the title, site title, sorry. And we need to create a username for this. So I'll go ahead and say it should be exclusive shop, and then the password that will be generated for us. So this is what you're actually going to use to log in locally to your WordPress dashboard. So take note of this. I'm going to open a new notepad and copy the password. Let me say the username is this, and then the password will be this. Go ahead, copy this. You can change this if you prefer to, and then paste it here. And email, you can go ahead and add an email, but I don't think this is necessary. The site is not live, so we are whether discouraging or encouraging search engine for visibility doesn't mean anything. So after you've copied your password and then you put your username, you go ahead and click on install WordPress. So this will now install WordPress locally and we can start working with it. So it just says success, WordPress has been installed, thank you and enjoy. So now here is the username. All we just need to do is to click on login and then input in the password. And because I've saved this when it prompted me to, the username and the password is here, so all I just need to do is to check this box in case I want to log in next time because the password is too lengthy. I'll go ahead and check this box and then click on login. They remember me for in case when I come back next time. I'll click on login and that will actually take us to the WordPress dashboard where we can start working. So this is the WordPress dashboard. This is what it looks like. And if I go here to visit site, let me open this in the new tab. You will see how our new site looks like. By default, it comes with the latest version of the WordPress theme, and this is how your site looks like. So we can actually configure this and to actually suit what we need. So by doing that, we are going to install a WordPress theme. We are going to install a plugin and start changing the look of our website. So that is how you install WordPress locally and start working with it. I hope this video was helpful. If you have any issues, you can leave a comment below and I will attend to you as soon as I can. And so we call it a day.